Have you ever paid your credit card bill, paid it in full and on time, and still wondered, how do these companies make literally billions of dollars? I mean, you get your points, the store gets its money, so where does all that profit come from? Well, it turns out that every single time you tap your card, you're firing up this hidden, nonstop money machine. So let's pull back the curtain and see how this thing really works.
To really get this, we've got to follow the money. So let's imagine you buy something for exactly $100. Easy enough. You tap your card, you walk away, and for you, the story's over. But for that $100, a wild journey is just getting started. Who gets a piece of that $100, and just how much do they take? Let's trace the path.
First things first, we need to be clear on what a credit card actually is. Just forget the plastic for a second. At its absolute core, it's a tool for getting an instant little loan. When you swipe, your bank is basically fronting the cash to the store for you with the promise that you'll pay them back later. It's this simple, three-way connection, you, the store, and the bank, that makes this entire system tick.
Okay, so let's follow that swipe. Let's see exactly where your $100 goes.
And this brings us to the first secret ingredient, something called the interchange fee. You see, for every single credit card transaction, the store has to pay a fee, usually somewhere between 1% and 3%. For the store, it's just, the cost of doing business. But for the credit card companies, this tiny percentage, multiplied by billions and billions of swipes, well, it becomes a massive river of cash. So here's how that plays out with our $100 purchase. You spend $100, but the store, they only see about 97 of it. That missing $3, that's the interchange fee, and it gets split up between the different players in the system. So, right off the top, before you've even gotten your first bill, the credit card machine has already taken its cut. But look, those little fees from the merchants, they're just the start. The real gold mine for your bank comes from a completely different place. It comes from you. This chart says it all, really. Just look at all the ways a bank gets paid. Merchant fees, annual fees for the card, late fees, but all of them are just tiny compared to that huge slice right there. More than half their money comes from just one thing: interest on balances that people don't pay off each month. This is the heart of their business.
And why is that slice so gigantic? Because of these numbers. The typical APR on a credit card is a staggering 18 to 30%. So if you don't pay your bill in full, those interest charges just start exploding. Their business model isn't just about making things convenient for you, it's built on the hope that you'll carry a balance from one month to the next.
So you see, it's not just one thing. It's this whole machine with tons of different income streams. They're making money from your interest, from the store's fees, from those annual fees on fancy cards, late penalties if you miss a payment, fees if you use it overseas. I mean, the list just goes on and on. It feels like every possible thing you could do has a fee attached to it.
Okay, but what about all the free stuff? The cashback, the airline miles? Surely that's a great deal for us, right? I mean, if the banks are giving away so much in rewards, how are they still so profitable? Let's bust this myth of free rewards.
I mean, it definitely feels like free money when you get that cashback statement or book a flight with points you've saved up. But is it really a gift? Is the bank just being generous?
Well, the short answer is nope. What you think of as a gift is actually a very, very smart marketing expense for the bank. It's a tool, and it's designed to do one very specific thing. And that one thing is to change your behavior. Rewards make you want to use their card for absolutely everything, because the more you spend, the more they earn in those merchant fees we talked about. And more importantly, the more you spend, the more likely you might be to carry a balance. And that leads you right back to their high-interest gold mine. So for them, your rewards aren't a cost. They're an investment that pays off big time.
So we've talked a lot about your bank, like a Chase or a Bank of America. But there's another huge player whose logo is probably on your card right now: the payment network. See, companies like Visa and Mastercard, they're not banks. They don't lend you a single penny. The best way to think about them is as the owners of the financial highway system. Your bank is the one driving the car with the money in it. But Visa and Mastercard, they built the road, they maintain it, and they collect a tiny little toll on every single car that drives by.
And this table really breaks down that difference. The bank, on one side, lends you the money and makes its profit from interest and fees. The network, on the other hand, just provides the rails for the transaction to run on, and it profits by charging the bank a tiny slice of every single purchase. We're talking fractions of a penny, but when you do that billions of times a day all over the world, you become one of the biggest companies on earth.
Of course, for this entire system to work, the banks have to be really smart about who they lend money to, and that is where your credit score comes into play.
It's this massive balancing act for them. If they lend to too many people who can't pay it back, they lose money. But if they're too strict, they lose out on customers. It's a constant, high-stakes data game.
This whole risk game is exactly why you see those bait offers, like 0% interest for 12 months. They're not doing it just to be nice. The goal isn't really to save you money, it's a calculated move to get you hooked on their card. They are betting that once that sweet intro period is over, you'll have a balance and you'll start paying that super profitable interest.
When you boil it all down, the entire credit card industry really runs on a simple four-word philosophy: lend now, earn later. They give you the convenience up front, knowing that their real profit comes from that complex web of fees and, most importantly, the high-interest debt that often follows.
So, the next time you pull that piece of plastic out, you'll know exactly what it is. It's a key to a massive global financial system. It's a marketing tool designed to influence your spending habits. And it's your ticket onto a highway where pretty much everyone takes a little toll along the way. It really makes you think, what's in your wallet?